Hey everyone, it's Onglor. Welcome to the video. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about the Save the World Home-Based Status Report 2/16/2021. And unlike other home-based status reports, there is a lot to talk about in this one, so let's get started. Starting February 21st, 2021 at 7 p.m. ET, turn on the charm with Dashing Hawk and the Love Song Bow. Beginning the week of February 27th, 2021, bring the Valor into the new Save the World quest line to unlock Homebase's own Major Oswald. I knew he was coming soon, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on him. The Husk won't stand a chance. Be sure to read up on the quality of life and crowd control changes that were made in this week's update. Alright, so this is the big one. I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and for the most part, I was pleased with them, so let's continue on. As you can see here, February 21st, the Dashing Hawk is making his return. His perks, absolutely stunning. Lefty and righty shots have a 37.5% chance to stun targets for 2 seconds. The Commander perk, lefty and righty shots have a 37.5% chance to stun targets for 2 seconds. Additionally, lefty and righty damage is increased by 100% against stun targets. Available from the event store February 21st at 7 p.m. ET, so make sure to get your hands on him. And then also returning the Love Song Bow. As you can see, that is going to be hitting the event store February 21st at 7 p.m. ET. Alright, we're going to keep moving along here. War Game Invasions. You don't have to be in the way when the laser goes off. In this week's War Games quest, beginning February 21st at 7 p.m., defend your home base from the Invasion War Games to unlock its banner. I feel kind of bad because I haven't been doing any War Games at all. And this was actually kind of funny to me. Extraterrestrial Rio perk changes. We forgot to mention that Extraterrestrial Rio's perks has been received an upgrade in the last update, commanders. Here's a new perk as follows. Standard perk increases energy damage by 20% while shields are at least 50% full. The Commander perk increase energy damage by 60% while shields are at least 50% full. All I have to say is thank goodness for the community updates on the Reddit for Save the World, or we wouldn't have known about this until now. It came out about a week or two ago, so yeah, that's just kind of funny that they mention it right now. Alright, so here comes the nitty gritty of this whole home-based status report. Well, most of it. So, let's see what they have to say. From the Major's desk, commanders fall in. Seems the storm has done a number on those pesky nurse, and they no longer stack their healing powers on the Husk. So that's actually really nice, because especially when you get in the higher end missions, and you have 2 or 3 of them healing up, you really have to pull out some explosives to get rid of them. Alright, not sure what Storm Genius thought that was a good idea in the first place, but it seems they've come to their senses. Okay, that's good to know. They heal Husk at the same regeneration, or actually, they heal Husk at the same rate regardless of how many nurses there are. Okay, so that's good to know. In the higher levels of Twine Peak, the Husk seem to be dealing less damage to our structures with their attacks, bombs, projectiles, and every other thing they decide to throw at your base. This is a win-win, commanders. Let's use this to our advantage. So once I first read this, I had a feeling this was going to be a stepping stone to the changes they want to make in stall build. So if they're dealing less damage all around with everything that they do to the structures and whatever they do to our base, that's actually pretty good. And then, as we can see here, finally, reports are showing that our crowd control and effects aren't quite as potent. So, right when I read this first sentence, I was going to be like, oh boy, here comes the changes. Okay, so it looks like we'll be able to keep them controlled for the first 5 effects. Okay, 5 effects. Before they become immune to our tactical shenanigans. This applies to stuns, knockback, freezes, tar traps, and all that jazz that makes the Husk dance. Luckily for us, our commanders are packing some serious firepower and should be able to control them long enough before having to eliminate them. Major Oswald. Okay, so that was kind of a lot to take in, because as we can see here, now that the nerves are going to be kept in check, that's going to be really nice. Also, one of the things that I hated is the death burst, or the exploding bombs when you kill the Husky Husk and they just drop those bombs all over your structures. And all that work that you did would just pretty much be wiped out in one foul swoop. And same thing with the exploding Husk propane ones. I really want to see how they're going to be handled. And I knew this was coming sooner or later, so now it is down to 5 effects before they become immune. And depending on how much damage they deal, I really don't mind just, fighting the 160 pluses. We're just going to have to see when the time comes. Alright, so let's head down here to read some actually really good news. Alright, so Cliff's Corner. Let's talk crafting, commanders. I made some breakthroughs with trap crafting and higher tier traps. No longer required. Increase resources when crafting. This means that legendary items will now cost the same to craft as common items. And when I read this, I was like, whoa, this is really good, because you guys know how much it costs to craft all the higher end traps. It gets really expensive, but now that the crafting cost is going to be reduced, it's going to allow us to do a lot more fighting and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to this. This change will also provide us with some higher level materials while exploring entwined peaks, especially at the higher power levels. Those sweet 5-star materials will be found more often, while 4 stars drop less often. This also means more quartz and crystal all around. I am so happy to see this, because I got so tired of going into 160 missions, searching things, and getting a gray 2-star weapon. That's why honestly I didn't bother searching things in that area really more, because I'm like, why? It's just a waste of time and would take up space in my inventory. Okay, finally I've done some scavenging of my own and picked up those low rarity weapons and traps in the top end of Twine. Who needs them anyways at that level, right? Less commons means more rares. Okay, so that makes me happy to read too. I'm really interested to see how big of a change this is going to be, and how many, quote unquote legendaries or rares are going to be dropping at the higher end. Alright, common weapons and trap drops will be phased out in early candy, uncommon in early Twine, and rare in mid Twine. As they are phased out, the rate of higher rarity weapons and traps will increase. Don't need them, break them down to get those sweet high-end materials. Music to my ears, clips. Okay, so reading this whole thing, I was just so ecstatic reading this. Now I'm going to go back to actually searching those chests that I see in the higher end, because I would always leave them behind. I got tired of getting those low-end mats traps, so this is a really good change. And this one, when I read this, I was like, oh my goodness, like my eye just went big. I was really happy to see this. Director's update. We've had some changes in the research department and discovered some new inventory efficiencies. With these advantages, crafting ingredients now stack up to 999 rather than 200. When I read this, I was like, oh my god, thank you. It's about time, because I had so many mats I just had to drop or store in the traps. Now we can just hold a bunch. I am really looking forward to this change. So I am pretty excited about these changes all around, and then we're gonna have to see how this actually is, or if there's any bugs when this change comes about, because who knows when the premium experience will kick in when this happens. And then coming February 27th, we have a new hero. As you can see here, Major Oswald loses his cool on February 27th at 7 p.m. Help him rediscover his inner soldier and recruit him to fight against the Horde. Alright, I didn't even bother to see what its perks are, so let's see what it is. Command Presence. Warcry snares enemies within its range by 30% for its duration. That's really interesting. The Commander perk. Warcry snares enemies within its range by 30 for its duration. Additionally, affected enemies take 25% increased weapon damage. Available from the Valor questline on February 27th at 7 p.m. That's really interesting. So if you do that when a boss is around, I'm assuming that they will take 25% more damage, because they didn't say, doesn't include boss like it normally does. Alright, so I'm looking forward to getting my hands on him. And then I was really surprised to see this as well. Val, reporting for duty. If anyone can get through to the Major, it's his favorite student, Val. Fight through the Valor questline to unlock Homebase's favorite Bruiser Defender on February 27th at 7 p.m. Oh, this is really interesting. Alrighty. Bruiser Defender. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this Defender as well. Alrighty. So, as you can see, Love Ranger Josie's making his return. His perks are Fuel for the Fallen. Eliminations restore 6 energy over 3 seconds. Duration refresh with additional eliminations. The Commander perk. Eliminations restore 18 energy over 3 seconds. Duration refresh with additional eliminations. Available from the event store February 27th at 7 p.m. ET. So I use this guy very often in my support loadout, and he's a very good hero to have. Alrighty, so War Games begin. The Quantum Countdown. Step right up on February 27th at 7 p.m. ET and try to keep your attention on the teleporting bomb. In this situation, an unstable bomb is teleporting to your base. The Husks are drawn to its energy and trying to destroy it. Quickly adapt, protect its new location as Husks take new and unexpected routes. Alright, so that's going to be pretty fun. And then lastly, to wrap things up, is just the Machinist pack that we all know about. And that is the end of the home base status report. So we got quite a few interesting things coming. Firstly, we got some returning heroes, which I'll be probably doing some videos on. And also, the quality of life changes are finally here. I'm really glad to see what they are. And for the most part, I'm pretty excited to see them in action. And then I think I'm just really excited about the crafting. What drops at the higher end now. It should always be higher stuff in the higher end, because it's like a slap in the face to be fighting, level 270 mobs and have them, a bunch of like gray 1-star quality stuff drop. But this was just like the icing on the cake for me. This crafting ingredients now stack up to 999 rather than 200. I am really looking forward to this because my inventory space is always crying. Alright, so that is the end of the home base status report. There's a lot going on. We got a new hero. And I'm really interested to see this Bruiser Defender. So, yeah, February 27th, making sure to get my hands on this Defender, Val, and see what she does. Alright, guys, that is the end of the home base status report and the video. So, if this is your first time visiting the channel and would like to see more home base status reports or Fortnite Save the World content, please hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button. It would definitely mean a lot to me. I would also like to hear your guys' thoughts on the things that are coming. So, make sure to sound off in the comment section below. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Take care.